Chapter 2. Pap Returns. Well, I got a good going over in the morning from old Miss Watson because of my clothes, but the widow didn't scold me. She just cleaned off the grease and clay and looked so sorry that I thought I would behave if I could, at least for a little while. After 3 or 4 months had passed, our little club broke up and we all started school again. It was the first time for me, but I could already spell and read and write and do a little arithmetic. At first I hated school, but the more I went, the easier it got. I sort of got used to the widow's ways, but living in a house and sleeping in a bed made me feel a little too civilized. So before the cold weather came on, I slept outside whenever I could slip away. It made the house easier to take. One morning, I happened to drop the salt shaker at breakfast. This was sure to be my bad luck day. I went down to the front yard and climbed over the high board fence. There was an inch of new snow on the ground, and I stopped when I saw some fresh tracks. Whoever made them had come up from the quarry and stood around the fence for a while, then went on around the garden. It was funny he hadn't come in, after standing around. I couldn't figure it out. It was very strange somehow. I was about to follow the tracks when something stopped me. The impression made in the snow left by the left boot heel was in the shape of a cross. It was formed by two big nails embedded crossways into the heel, a good luck sign. I had seen that heel print before. Suddenly, I was up and running down the hill as fast as my legs could carry me. I looked over my shoulder every few seconds, but I didn't see anyone. I reached Judge Thatcher's house in a few minutes. "Why, Huck, you're all out of breath," he said as he opened the door. "Did you come for your interest?" "No, sir," I answered. "Is there some?" "Oh, yes, half yearly check came in last night, over $150. Quite a fortune for you. You'd better let me invest it for you along with your 6,000. "No, sir," I explained breathlessly. "I don't want you to invest it. I want you to take it. The interest and the 6,000 too." The judge looked surprised. He couldn't figure me out. "Why do you want me to take it, Huck? What can you mean by giving away all your money like this?" "Please don't ask me any more questions, sir. I know what I'm doing all right." After a while, I convinced the judge that I meant what I said. He asked me to sign a paper to make it all legal. I did, and left. I hurried back to the widow's. At least there I'd be safe. Once again I lit my candle and went up to my room. I shut the door and breathed a big sigh of relief, but then I turned around. There he was, Pap. I used to be scared of him all the time because he hit me so much when he was drunk and all, but now I took a good look at the old man, and he didn't look that frightening at all. He was almost 50, and he looked it. His hair was long and black, no gray, but it was tangled and greasy and hung down into his long mixed up whiskers. You could see his eyes shining through like he was behind vines. There wasn't any color in his face. It was white, but not like any other man's white. It was a white that could make a person sick, a white to make a person's flesh crawl. He was sitting on my bed with one ankle resting on the other knee. The boot on his raised foot was busted, and two of his toes stuck through. His clothes were all in rags, and his old black slouch hat with the top caved in was lying on the floor near his feet. We stared at each other. Then Pap looked me up and down. "Fancy clothes you got there," he said. "You think you're a big shot now, don't you?" "Maybe I am and maybe I'm not," I answered. "Don't you give me any of your lip," he snorted. "You put on airs since I've been away. I'll take you down a peg or two before I'm done with you. I hear you can read and write now, too. I bet you think you're better than your own father now, don't you? Who told you you could meddle with such foolishness, huh? Who told you?" I explained to Pap that the widow wanted me to learn how to read and write and dress and live like a civilized human being. "Is that widow out to steal my own son?" he cried. "But no mind. Where's the money?" I told him that I gave it all to Judge Thatcher, but he didn't believe me. "I'll go see the judge," he said angrily, "and find out where the money is and get my hands on it one way or the other." Then he made me empty my pockets, and he took the dollar the judge had given me. I knew he'd go downtown to buy some whiskey. The next day he was drunk, and he went to see Judge Thatcher. He shouted and threatened that he'd get the law on the judge if he didn't give him that money. When the judge refused, Pap went to court.